I don't think there's anything that's certain in the world at the moment. There's a lot that can change, there's a lot that can happen. And I think that is in the back of your mind every time I'm going into work.
Adult trauma, ETA 5 minutes.
We've got an assault coming in. He's stabbed multiple times.
5-year-old hit by a car, dragged for 3 metres, degloved the right side of their scalp. Code red.
They're now saying partial amputation with a traumatic cardiac arrest.
This is just disastrous.
Travel by cow. I can't make that up.
Oh, it's a proper day today, isn't it?
St George's, London, one of Britain's busiest A&E departments, under more pressure than ever.
What are you doing?
It does sometimes feel like a battlefield, and it feels like a losing battle at times as well.
You need to calm yourself down.
I have 10 traumas and absolutely no space.
25-year-old jump from a 3rd floor balcony.
This is the point where we can make a difference.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
A place where life,
Best place to make friends, A&E.
love, and loss
Scariest thing in my life. I thought I lost it.
unfold every single day.
A life is not just a singular thing. Things that happen to you have a huge effect on the people around you as well.
You scare me so much, you know that?
All the patients you're about to see were treated in just one 24-hour period.
I see behaviour every day that reaffirms my belief in the inherent goodness of people.
It's all a bit of a shock, isn't it?
And I think I'm incredibly fortunate to work in that environment.
It's a lot to take in. He's the love of my life.
Megan was a bit of a party girl. We sat down on many occasions as a family with Megan to try and tell her the error of her ways. Tried to say that she was going down a road to oblivion if she carried on doing what she was doing. But she never listened to her advice, really. She just learned the hard way. This is a shame.
If she'd, thought of the consequences or just taken just a second longer to think about her decision, she would have been okay.
George's recess.
Yeah.
Bullseye. Yeah. Right, and you said she's fully immobilised, yeah? Okay, lovely. Thank you. Bye. Adult priority, ETA 3 minutes.
A 20-year-old woman is being rushed to St George's after being involved in a high-speed car accident.
Adult trauma to A&E resource.
She was an unrestrained passenger, so she's bullseyed the windscreen.
Bullseye means the head hitting to such an extent that the windscreen bursts in a bullseye-type shape. And that tells us that there's been quite a severe injury.
The woman was travelling home after a night out with friends when the car came off the road at high speed.
With a high-speed car crash, you can get really severe head injuries. You can get injuries to the neck, injuries in the abdomen, and also to the spine.
No seatbelt.
So when I hear that someone hasn't worn a seatbelt, I do get quite nervous. It could lead to so severe a head injury and also so severe a spinal cord injury that the patient didn't survive.
The woman's 17-year-old sister was at their family home when the accident happened.
It was the early hours of the morning, and I got woken up by my dog barking. So I just jumped out of bed and ran downstairs, and there's a policeman at my door. At that point, I sort of put two and two together, thinking, oh, my sister's out. She hasn't come home. You know, we haven't heard back from her. I knew something bad had happened to Megan.
Okay, this is Megan. She's 20 years old. She was involved in a head-on RTC with a tree. The vehicle was travelling at approximately 80 miles an hour. She was the passenger in the vehicle. She did not have a seatbelt on. She can't remember the incident, so was possibly knocked out. Fire brigade removed the roof of the car. She was taken out through the top. Pupils are slow to react and size 4. She has consumed alcohol tonight. She's stating that she can't actually feel from the waist down at the moment.
Megan, do you know where you are at the moment? Megan, do you know where you are at the moment?
In the car.
You're in the car? OK, so not orientated to time and place. Is that painful here?
No.
Just here?
I can't really feel.
Megan, can you feel this? It's a little bit sharp. Can you feel that? So someone not being able to feel anything or move below the waist is a big warning sign for us. They may have damaged their spinal cord, or there is potentially a serious brain injury. Can you feel anything?
Can't feel anything.
Anything? For some of these patients, there's a window of opportunity that we can actually fix that. Sometimes, unfortunately, that's not the case, and this injury is so severe that we can't reverse it.
Can you move your feet at all?
Can't feel my legs.
You can't feel it at all? OK, can you lift this leg?
Put one.
The left one. Lift the left one.
I'm trying.
And the police said, yes, it is Megan. And he said it could be a potentially life-changing accident.
No sensation from the level of the waist down.
I just wanted to get at her straight away. The thought of her permanently being hurt, I just couldn't imagine it.
It's looking bright this morning, but overcast throughout the afternoon.
A woman's being treated for injuries after a car hit a tree in Bisley. It happened when a silver Toyota Celica came off Gapemouth Road. The road remains closed while investigation...
OK, it's going to be a bit of a sharp scratch, OK, in your arm, in your right arm.
Keep the head and neck nice and still, OK?
20-year-old Megan has lost sensation below the waist after being involved in a high-speed car crash.
What we're going to do is just take you through to have a CT scan. You're not really sure where you are at the moment, so we just need to make sure that your head's OK. And then we're also interested in having a look at your back as well, because you can't feel anything in your legs.
Her sister, Abby, was rushed to St George's by police.
Her sister. I'll go and speak to them quickly. Hi there. So, at the moment, she's saying she can't feel her legs. So it's basically from about the level of the waist down. So she's going to have a CT scan at the moment to try and figure out what's going on.
Well, if there's a way I can quickly see her or anything like that.
Yeah, give me 2 secs, yeah. That's right.
Hi, Dad. Hi. No, she's having a scan.
Megan's dad, Rob, is still travelling to the hospital.
I very much wanted children to call my own. I was adopted. I didn't know where I came from. Didn't know my real mum, didn't know my real dad. So I was delighted when we had Megan. We had no idea that her mum was pregnant. But she'd been severely sick. So she took a pregnancy test and it turned out, yeah, she was pregnant. So we got that confirmed by the doctor. That's good, yes.
She has no feeling in them. She cannot feel them.
Her mum, she had to have a last-minute cesarean. And I arrived at the same time as Megan was being wheeled around, and there was this massive wad of black hair. Oh, yeah.
Right. I'm gonna go now, but because I want to go through. I love you. Don't panic. Any changes, anything happens, Megan says something, I'm on the phone to you, all right?
She was gorgeous. She was a genuine smiley girl. She was a happy child.
Go down a bit. Oh, scratch, 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 scratch. Scratch, like, you've got the nails, like, use it, fam. 20. Go to the other side a bit. No, 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 you went too far. Up a bit. No, this side. No. Do your hardest. Okay, yeah. Fam, my bum is bony, man.
40-year-old Jabril has lodged a cotton bud in his ear.
You need to be lucky. You choose your own adventure. You are literally in danger at every turn. It's a very difficult book. Someone might be a wizard, and they could hypnotize you. It's a series of game books. It's called Fighting Fantasy. It started in 1982.
How many books do you own?
Oh, blimey. How many books do I... I must own probably about at least 50. It's such a departure from what you'd be able to be in any kind of real-life scenario. Even going through school, I remember I really loved doing maths. When I was 8 years old and onwards, we'd have a weekly math test. That's why I loved Fridays, not because of the PE we had at the end of the day, but the maths we had at the start of the day, so you can tell what side I was on. My parents used to pray every day. But I wasn't a strict Muslim. Praying 5 times a day was a bit much. I thought, oh, I can't do that. As a teenager going into my 20s, there wasn't any dating of any kind, to be honest. It's a short thing. No, there wasn't anyone. It would always be in my parents' understanding that I would get married. But sometimes my father would be, let's say, a bit too proactive in this situation. He ended up speaking to this air stewardess. Oh, my son, he's looking for a wife. So are you engaged? Do you have a rishta? Are you married? And I would say, Papa, what are you doing? Who is this? I want to try and find a life partner in my own way.
What have you done to your face? Someone...
I don't know.
Someone punched you?
No.
Did you upset someone, Will?
On my face.
Have you upset someone again?
No, we've come in and we've
You look different. Have you, you've done something? Have you had a haircut?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've had some sleep. More to the point, I've had some sleep.
Hello, St. George A&E. Critical transfer, okay.
A 78-year-old man is being transferred from a nearby hospital. Doctors suspect that the man is suffering from a massive internal bleed.
Can I please have a porter urgently to resus to pick up code red blood, thank you. Porter to resus urgently, thank you.
Can I just activate a code red, please? Or a massive transfusion call. When we use the term code red, basically what you're saying, shorthand, is that that person is bleeding and that they're going to die if you don't do something about it. So he had sudden onset abdominal pain and collapse. He's got an aneurysm. Ultrasound confirmed aorta with free fluids. An abdominal aortic aneurysm is a weakening of the aorta, the main line of your arterial system. So when that aneurysm ruptures, then it could literally be minutes. Is that AAA coming into here, chaps?
The patient's wife travelled with him in the ambulance.
We were at home in the front room. He had seemed all right, and he had some breakfast. But then, just suddenly, he started very deep, rapid breathing, and he was bent over.
Hello, sir. We're just going to get you over. My name's Will. I'm one of the A&E doctors here. You stay nice and still. We'll do it for you.
Susan had come round to see her dad. I think she said something like, "This isn't right, this isn't right."
James, it's the same as at Kingston. I'm going to pop a little board under you, OK? All right.
He was still trying to breathe when the ambulance came.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
OK, good. All right, sir. All right, yeah, go for it.
So this is James. About an hour and a half ago at home, he had a sudden onset of central abdominal pain, collapsed and become unresponsive. LAS was called and he started to Kingston Hospital and they found AAA about 3.7 centimetres wide.
Right, we just need to pop a wee line in you, and then we're going to get you down to the scanner. Are you happy doing that?
Yeah.
Ring them, and then we'll go.
Do you want blood here first, Will?
No, we'll take some with us from the fridge.
Will, how many bags do you want to go with?
Take 2 with us.
2.
You need to take a little blood test from you, sir. You just pop your head down. Pop your head back for me, that's great. All right, so we're going to get you for a big scan of that major blood vessel to see what the problem is with it, and then we'll go from there.
We have a gentleman here with a query aortic rupture. We just need to make sure the scanner will be clear. We're ready to come to you. It's booked on the system. Is that all right? There won't be a patient on the table, no?
When you've identified a code red, you've got to try and get that person into a CT scan and deliver them to the vascular surgical team.
You ready to go?
Go to scan, start rolling, I'll catch you up, OK? And it's absolutely time critical. The sooner you can stop that bleeding, the more chance you give that person of surviving.
Megan, at the moment you're at St George's Hospital. Do you know where that is?
No.
It's in London. Do you remember who I am?
No.
So I'm the doctor in charge of your care at the moment. Do you remember where you are now?
No.
OK.
Megan had been on a night out with friends when the car she was travelling in came off the road and hit a tree.
Hi, Megan. I've got your sister here. Meg.
How are you feeling?
Sore.
We've always lived in the same house. The room that I have now, we used to share together. It was lovely throughout my childhood to know that I had someone there. It comforted me to know that, you know, no matter what happened, I had my rock, the person that I trusted and relied on. As a child, Megan was always outgoing. She was the fun one. We used to go on holiday to Cyprus a lot. And would like run around the pool, and she'd like try and impress me with all her like diving into the deep end, and I was too young to do it, so I'd sit at the other end of my little like teacups playing with the water. But she'd always took time to spend time with me, even though I wasn't, you know, quite as outgoing as her.
The initial results of Megan's CT scan reveal no obvious fractures.
Hey Megan, how are you doing?
We've got your CT back, and because we can't see any injury on the CT, really keep you lying down.
Even though the CT doesn't show any injuries, there's a lot of other structures around the spinal column that keep it stable.
Really still.
And there can still be quite severe injuries that you haven't picked up. The spinal column can have moved a huge amount, actually, and with that movement can have severed the spinal cord itself.
Megan's dad and his girlfriend have arrived at the hospital.
Love you.
Love you.
Megan was still at school when me and her mum separated. We just grew apart, really. I was still very much, you know, involved in their day-to-day lives.
We did try and get out, but I couldn't even move, Dad.
But they both didn't take it brilliantly.
I think, you know, our parents separating did change Megan's relationship with my dad. At 16, 17, you know, she had just started like drinking with her friends, and she'd go out on like a couple of nights in a row instead of just the one. So it was a little bit worrying.
Can you feel your toes or anything like that?
It was unusual to see her changing and spending less and less time at home and not having as much time for her little sister as she always had. It felt like, you know, my childhood best friend was drifting away.
And she was unable to move her hips, knees or ankles or toes. So unfortunately, from how she's presenting, it'll probably be life-changing. Rosanna!
Oh, yeah. That's not you, Dad.
Is that me?
No, it wasn't you.
All right.
We're going to do a scan of your chest and tummy, okay?
78-year-old James collapsed at home earlier today. Doctors are taking a CT scan to find out whether he's ruptured a major blood vessel.
If somebody is bleeding and you don't recognise it, gradually all your body's systems, which are kind of set up to compensate for you to manage with that loss of blood, are going to fail.
We came from Tyndale, South Shields. I lived with my mum and dad. I used to look out the window and I could count 4 or 5 lighthouses up the coast, going up the coast. It was lovely. He would have to pass my house to go down to the beach. So he used to knock on the door and say, "Will you be coming down?" When he left school, James was an apprentice at Redhead Shipyards. He had a motorbike. It was nice, and we loved that bike. And I used to go on the back of his bike. We went to places we wouldn't have got to. The lakes was always a favourite place. It was exciting. But yes, he looked good in his leathers. We just fitted, we suited each other.
Hi guys, do you want to come through?
Yes.
James's wife, May, has been joined by his daughter, Sue, as well as his granddaughter, Kirsty, and her boyfriend.
Just in here, guys.
It's all right, darling. It's all right. There now. Nice and slow. Nice and steady. We got engaged at 18. I started a bottom drawer, as girls did those days, where you'd buy sheets and you'd buy this, that and the other, put them away and put for when you had a home of your own. I don't know whether I'll be able to leave him. He wanted to settle down. That was a dream. We got married at 20, 1959. Oh, it was a lovely feeling. Oh, bless her. I'm sorry you have to see this. I love you. I love you. And we both love your granddad.
How are we doing, Dad?
I'm looking at the big sun market.
When? Today?
Yeah.
No, Dad. Forget Brixton today.
Yeah. I'm going to stop it a little rum on it.
So what, would you just put some rum on your foot, or?
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Dad.
Wonderful medicine. And brighten up the blood.
High five. And again. See, you have to eat more, you see, to get bigger and stronger. Put some muscles on.
Gaming enthusiast Jibril is waiting to be seen as he has a cotton bud lodged in his ear.
When I turned 27, suddenly I felt ready to actually settle down. I tried online dating. I do remember the photo. My father said, "Oh, you look like James Bond or something."
Jibril, please.
But that didn't work. So I went to this speed dating event. I did like this one lady. I think I asked for her number, which she didn't give to me. But so I kind of had to knock that one on the head. But then that didn't stop me. I went to another event, and nothing happened there.
Hiya.
Hi.
Come through. Thank you.
So I approached my parents and said, "Can you look for me?"
Come and take a seat, my love.
Thank you.
My name's Ali. I'm one of the emergency nurse practitioners. How can I help you today?
Well, I was cleaning out my ear with a cotton bud.
Okay.
And basically the cotton has basically got stuck in my right ear.
Okay, that's fine. Has this ever happened to you before?
No.
No, that's okay. We'll have a little look for you.
Okay.
Can I get you to lie on the couch for me?
Yeah, sure.
Is that all right? Let's have a little look. So I'm just going to need to pull your ear, all right?
The first thing I knew was that my father told me we'd be going to see a family on a coming Saturday. And I think all I knew about this young lady was that she was maybe 26 or something, and that was it.
Sorry, honey.
We sat down in their living room. My father ended up sitting next to her father, chatting about politics or cricket.
Right, I'm going to give it a go. You all right? Wasn't too painful?
No, that's fine.
No? OK.
After a little while, this young lady walked in. And I saw her and I thought, oh, she's just another member of the family. She's far too pretty and she's far too attractive. It can't be her.
Sorry, you've got some... You've got lots of hairs in your ears.
And then when she sat down, it actually dawned on me that this is the young lady who in a sense, I've come to meet. I was a bit shocked. I was a bit taken aback. I thought, oh my God.
Let me get another pair of hands. Hang on. 1 second, you all right?
Yeah.
OK.
But yeah, I remember I was instantly attracted to her. And I didn't know what was going to happen.
Megan has lost sensation below the waist, following a car crash in the early hours of the morning.
She's numb from about T10 down and no motor in the lower limbs at all.
Specialist surgeons have been called to try and work out the cause of Megan's paralysis.
Is there any numbness here?
Yeah, I can't really feel that.
You can't feel that?
I can't feel that. Not really, no.
You can't feel that?
No.
She's always been kind of a sociable girl. Got a little bit more serious when she got older.
We never really saw her that much. And she would always, like, come home and just be, like, hungover and ill. Earlier this year, she went into London to go on a night out for her friend's birthday. A lot of them she didn't know at all. And I said to her, you don't know these people, it's not going to be a good idea. But she said, no, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. And she went up anyway. And she drank some punch. And it was spiked with ecstasy.
And I think it was maybe a joke, but it backfired, really. She ended up collapsing on a taxi on the way to the club, and obviously we had to get rushed to hospital.
You're right.
Why is it always me?
It's all right. But you need to really learn from this, Megan.
I'm not drinking again for a long time.
You've been out of control lately, and you can't deny it. I've seen a change in you lately. You never used to be out to 3, 4 o'clock in the mornings, and you're doing it regularly.
Sorry.
Main issue is getting you. Make sure you're all right.
I think when you're young, that's when you're kind of really growing into yourself as an individual, and I think it becomes really important to you to express yourself. Young people are a lot more likely to take risks. When you're that age, you certainly take things like your parents for granted.
You're right.
Having something serious happen to you can actually change your outlook on life.
I feel that I might have been able to avoid some of this if I was still in the house. So I think I need to bear some responsibility for that.
Because of the sensation problem, we are going to arrange for MRI scan to see the discs around the spinal cord.
Okay.
The results of the MRI scan will determine whether Megan will ever walk again.
I think, our parents separating just showed us that even if part of our family breaks up, We're sisters. No matter what happens around us, we've always had each other.
What have you been doing?
We're going to go into that in a minute.
I know.
Emergency nurses are attempting to remove a cotton bud from Jibril's ear.
Quite hairy.
We started to meet each other after work.
Should you try putting the thing here?
I don't call it dating, I call it more like courting. It couldn't be too physical because we are Muslim. She had a nice sense of humor. She was quite funny. We could talk and joke about our culture.
Sorry, honey.
You can see.
I suddenly felt this almost pining for her, and I actually felt to myself, I've never felt this way before, and I think this is it. I think she's the one, and I want to ask her.
Oh, sorry. Can't get it because of the hairs in the ears. Here we go. Yeah. Sorry, mate.
We ended up going to a Pizza Hut, waiting for our actual food to come. I said something along the lines of, Aaliyah, that's her name, Aaliyah, I've been thinking about this for quite some time now. I think I know enough about you that I'd like to marry you. And I can't remember exactly, but she didn't say yes.
Sorry.
The next day, we didn't see each other, we didn't message each other. I know that I'd almost literally dropped a bombshell on her, and I'd left this really big decision for her to decide upon. And then at some point, she said, I think I've made a decision. And then I think I'm going to say yes. That maybe 2 to 3 seconds felt like the longest 2 to 3 seconds of my whole life. Yeah.
Yay! Got it. Brilliant. Well done, Pauline.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's not a problem, yeah.
You've had a haircut inside. Sorry about that.
We actually got married on her birthday.
There is an old phrase saying nothing smaller than your elbow in your ear.
Okay.
Okay, if you can't fit your elbow in your ear, don't put anything else in there.
Aaliyah fell pregnant in 2012, but we didn't tell anyone that she was expecting twins.
Just press that green button there and push the door.
Thank you.
All right.
They're now 4 years old, our twins. And things are very well. You have to take risks. I allowed my parents to start looking for a wife. And I'm so happy that I did. Oh.
Let's sit you up. You haven't sat up for a while, so just do it very slowly. Is that all right? Yeah.
Doctors now have the results of James's CT scan.
It's definitely an aneurysm there, but it doesn't look like a big hematoma, does it?
So something that he'd been in a couple of...
If you've got a patient with a large aneurysm, even if that aneurysm hasn't ruptured and they're not bleeding, if that person's still exhibiting symptoms, you then need to widen your net and you need to think about what other things could be causing this.
Where are you from? Where's your accent from?
South Shields.
Geordie's. Geordie, yeah.
After we got married, we got a flat. But it wasn't the best of things. There was a rickety old gas stove, tin bath in the yard. But we were happy.
You just shout if you need anything from me, won't you?
Yes.
All right, I'll come and check on you shortly.
Thank you.
was thrilled to bits when he found out that we had a baby on the way. But he needed to get something permanent, steady job. He said perhaps it would happen if we came down south. I saw you flirting with that nurse. We came down by coach. There was a few tears. Still, the bright thing was he got a job at a factory. We had a house, and we had each other. I'll tell you what, if you perk up like you have done just lately, they'll be seeing what you're doing here.
Mr. Barraclough, is that right? Hello, sir.
Hello.
My name's Nick, nice to meet you. I'm one of the general surgical doctors, one of the registrars here. We know that you have an aneurysm in your aorta, the big blood vessel that goes from your heart down to the rest of your body. It's a bit wider than it should be, okay? But it all looks very stable, all right? But there is a lot of furring of the arteries and blood vessels. So you've got a lot of what we call vascular disease. The difficulty when you've got furring of the arteries like you have is that there's not an easy solution to reverse it all. It's all about managing it, okay? And making sure it doesn't get worse and making sure that you don't have to, you manage your symptoms. But certainly you don't need an operation on your tummy.
Good,
okay.
good.
I wish you the best of health.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
James will now be transferred back to Kingston Hospital, where doctors will continue to manage his care.
They don't really want you here. When he retired, he was really, really happy. We took the grandchildren all over the place, especially Kirsty, because she was the first. Swimming, rock climbing in the lakes. He would try anything. Skydiving, he jumped out of a plane. And he was saying, you have the camera and take a picture of me coming down. So I was running around all over because I didn't know. We were happy, We're just being together.
I know it says do not insert into the ear canal, but I have to admit I do because there's not a really other alternative. I'm a bit more careful, I have to admit.
The thought that, you know, my sister, who I grew up playing with and running around with and going on the trampoline with, and the thought that that same girl wouldn't walk, I couldn't comprehend that.
Oh, it's a total relief when I saw her walk for the first time. It's a turning point for her. It's, I say, some people learn the hard way. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe we're going to get the next 2-3 years out of the way, and maybe she's going to really grow up.
The accident definitely brought us a lot closer. I think it's important that I give them a hug and tell them I love them every day, because you don't know what's around the corner, you don't know what's going to happen.
He was quiet, and there wasn't a lot he could do. We tried him with his music, and he would listen to that for a little bit. But he wasn't good. He was back in hospital. Kirsty was with us, her and I, and she was swabbing his mouth because she said, Grandad, you've got very dry lips. She was swabbing his mouth, and she said suddenly, Nana, I don't think Tendy's breathing. And it was just like that. But of course, she said, what have I done? I said, you've done nothing, sweetheart. You were helping him. And he knows you were there. He passed away on the 13th of July.
I think we should make a bet.
No betting in paediatrics.
Why?
Not good for children.
A RTC backseat on a motorbike ejected into a ditch.
The driver was taken to Royal London.
Tony is not only my son, he's my best friend.
This is a lady who was on a horse. There was another horse came and kicked her.
Oh my God!
Ah!